Morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Episode 66.
Yes.
Can you ask me how my weekend was?
Please. I've been dying to know.
It was very productive, very active.
Wow.
Here's what it was not.
Fun.
Relaxing,
okay.
restful.
Mhm.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I feel so tired.
That's surprising. You've seemed very chipper this morning.
Thank you. I feel it's all an act.
It's just for show. I had this thought in my head today about, and this is going to sound contradictory because I've talked about how when we don't have a lot going on, I don't like it.
Mhm.
But actually, I'm craving like a boring summer is
Yeah.
what I decided. Just something like, I feel like you talk to everybody right now, like, oh, summer plans, where are you guys going?
Yeah.
And we have a couple things in the books. The girls have some camps. And I'm like, I kind of just want it to be boring. I want us to just be at home, outside, being like, what should we do today?
Yeah.
That's what I'd like it to be.
That's awesome.
So,
Is that realistic? Do you think that can happen?
I think there could be days like that
Cool.
for sure. Yeah.
One of the things we did this weekend is we looked at our calendar for the summer just to get on the same page of what's happening.
Fair.
Our next free weekend is end of August. Got too much going on.
You guys are so
We're
popular.
saying yes to too many things.
Yeah.
Literally, it was like Friday and this Saturday night. We were like, Brian's not feeling good. He's been sick for like a week.
Oh no.
But we're he's pushing through. We're
Yeah.
getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Really busy day Saturday. We had three different things come up Saturday night that we that were
on the fly. Like you weren't planning them.
We didn't do any of them.
Oh,
like three
okay.
different opportunities to go to different events or activities or
Yes.
hanging out with people.
Right.
And we just had to say no. We're
Yeah.
this is our only weekend that's like kind of free.
Right.
And we need to just
Embrace
we need
it.
to embrace that and we need to protect that.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of great stuff coming up, but just very,
Yeah.
very
Okay.
a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a busy time of the year.
I do feel like this has been something that's happened to you guys before.
Yeah.
Where like we had a conversation where you were like, guess when my next free weekend was?
Yeah.
And it was so far away.
Mhm. We're there.
You're in it.
We're there. Pretty much we looked through the end of the year. We don't have that. We have
That's amazing.
like less than 6 or 7 free weekends the rest of the year.
It's June.
It's June. It's a lot.
Half of the year.
Brian was stressing out when we were talking about this, which I get. And I was just like, these are all like people these are family events, they're friend events, these are weddings, these are all really great things. But I get the feeling of just like feeling because he's sick right now. He's like, we're both kind of like exhausted, and then to like look that far ahead and see not a whole lot of.
Not the optimal time to review your social schedule when you're like under the weather and just want to rest and you're like, it'll never happen.
Yeah, I might have pushed him a little too hard this weekend.
Well, so was
your
he
weekend?
Equally as active as you were, even though
Not
sick?
quite. No,
Okay.
quite. No, he. So I mean, should we dive right into
Let's
it?
go. Let's just talk about our weekends.
Perfect. That's why we're here.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
Let's talk about how our weekends were.
What? That's
wild.
Revolutionary. 66 episodes in, and we're finally getting the hang of this thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so Friday, I will rewind. My June challenge is to burn 1,000 active calories every day.
Yeah.
Doing great. I'm doing far.
Exceeding.
I'm exceeding above and beyond.
I've been so intrigued by this process because last week when we were talking about it, and I was like, I'm like under 200. I'm not even close to 200 most workouts. I did some research. Men do burn more calories than women.
I think about
usually.
50% more.
I had one workout last week where I burned like 185 calories, and that was like the most I burned. Today I was like 85.
Oh, wow.
Calories. But one thing Chad was teaching me and what I started to watch too was, so we typically will work out for whatever our morning stuff. And then at some point in the day, we go for a walk.
Okay.
And he was saying with a workout, once you're done, you're still burning calories.
Yeah.
With a walk, once you're done, you're done.
Okay.
But I didn't realize how many calories I actually burned in a walk.
Yeah.
It's quite a few.
It is quite a few. Yeah.
So
the after workout thing, I think it's called the afterburn effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Orange Theory swears by.
Okay.
They say if you burn, it's an hour workout or 45 minutes, whatever.
Right.
They say if you're in the orange or the red zone for 12 minutes of that workout, then you'll have like hours and hours of afterburn where your body's still burning calories post workout.
That's their theory.
That's their Orange Theory.
That's their literal Orange Theory. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, when you say 1,000, I'm looking at my watch after workout and it says 133. I'm like, what? How in the world?
I'd be interested to look at your full day. Do you know what you burn active calorie wise in a full day?
I couldn't tell you that.
Can I look at your
right
thing?
now?
Yeah. Do you use your Apple Watch for tracking, right?
Yes.
Go to the fitness app.
Okay. Are we doing this? I'm so scared.
Okay. So this is your rings.
Okay.
Okay, so it's basically your move thing is what you're looking at. So today you're a little low. Okay, yesterday.
Yesterday didn't work out yesterday.
Okay, so 379 was yesterday on a day you didn't work out.
Yeah.
So you said
go to Friday.
Friday was an active day. 352.
Go to Thursday.
487.
There you go. Thursday
Getting up
good.
there. 259. 557.
Okay.
Whatever you did last Tuesday was good.
Thursdays were good days.
Tuesdays and Thursday. Yeah. So those are good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's still, I mean, on my good day, I'm less than half of what you're doing every day.
Just this month. I don't do that ordinarily. I do track this. On a typical week, I burn over 1,000 calories like 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Out of 7.
Yeah.
So about half of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so doing well at my challenge, in part because this weekend is very busy. So I've told you a little bit about my Ironman training plan.
Right.
Each month I have like a new minimum longest distance I need to hit.
Yeah.
So I had a goal. I'm like, okay, this is the first weekend of June, basically. Yeah. What if I just hit all those distances this weekend?
Like, just
push myself. So Friday I did a swim and a run.
Mm-hmm.
I did a 100 lap swim, which is the farthest I've ever swam in my entire life. When I did the half Ironman a couple years ago, that's equivalent to like an 87 lap swim.
Wow.
For the 1.2 miles. So I did 100 laps, which is 2,500 yards, which is like almost a mile and a half in the pool. It was so many. It was crazy.
How long did that take you?
A little over an hour.
My
just
gosh.
So repetitive, so tedious, but I had to do it.
You did it.
I did it. So I did that. And then pretty much immediately after, I went on a 16-mile run.
Oh my gosh.
Which is the longest run I've been on in 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I did a marathon in 2022, but I've never done more than a half marathon since then. So 16 miles. So that was Friday back to back, the swim and then the run. And then so that was my Friday.
Okay.
And then I hung out around that night. We played some Mario Kart. He got a new Switch 2
fun
gaming system, which was fun. We went to the Rock wood-fired pizza for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Great food, great pizza. And then we finished Your Friends and Neighbors.
What'd you think?
Have you finished it?
I did finish it.
I liked it. I'm wondering what I don't like without spoiling it. We can't spoil things, right? Or should this be a spoiler podcast?
Welcome to How Was Your Weekend / you're here for the spoilers. I feel like you want to say it was good, not great, because you're pausing. And I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they're like, it's like encouraging these bad lifestyle. Like, I was like, are we promoting?
Well, go ahead.
Well, the challenge to me was there was that throughout the show.
Yeah.
Like, I think I don't know if I told you on here, but there was something I read and I was like, this is so funny because I was feeling it in my gut when I was watching this show. And then I heard a podcast or I read an article was similar with his ex-wife and like her character, like she cheated on him.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the show, it was almost like she was a victim.
Yeah, totally.
And I thought, that's so bizarre that they're making her seem so innocent in all of this. And like, she's the one who messed up. Like, I don't know. And so to me, there was a little bit of that throughout the show.
Yeah.
I was like, it doesn't feel like we should be glorifying this, but we are. And
yeah.
we're like encouraging it. And it's like, that's the positive outcome. I don't know. So to me, I was a little bit like, I liked the show, but there were some themes in it that I just felt like, is this right? I don't know.
Totally.
I don't know. My conscience was like
the very end where he has like this whole monologue about how he wants his kids to be proud of him. And I think it's kind of what he was saying.
Okay.
But then he basically is saying he's going to continue his life of crime.
Right.
Which I kind of like that he's not just like going back to his old job and back to like the old status quo or whatever. Yeah. But I'm curious to see like what they do with season 2. I think it was renewed for a second season.
Okay.
I'm like, what I was telling to Brian, I'm like, I'm hoping they somehow turn him into like a vigilante or something.
Yeah.
Like where he instead of just stealing and being
he's like a modern day Robin Hood.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's kind of what I was like. I could see it maybe going that direction.
Yeah.
Like he's going back and he stole another piece of art. Maybe he's like gonna go like, I don't know, mess up that world a little bit. I don't really know what they're gonna do with it. But I did like the show. I like the twists, I like the turns, I like the houses. I love the houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was a little
the houses were amazing.
Didn't quite love the ending.
Yeah.
I'm a little like, I'm still processing.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
Yeah. That was my Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Friday for me started in the afternoon. I went and got a spray tan.
Okay.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Did you do it where somebody sprayed you?
No, never. Is that what you did?
I sure did.
Butt naked?
I wore some underwear.
Okay.
It was a small piece of fabric. And it's just one of those situations.
Wait, why would you choose that over a spray tan machine?
I know, because I don't trust myself.
Okay.
And I thought in the machine, if it's user error and I come out like a freaking Oompa Loompa,
okay,
or half dark, half not.
You don't trust yourself to turn right.
I don't know. I've never done it. Have you done those machines?
Yes.
Is it easy?
I've never done the person before.
Is it easy? Is it
super easy?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you feel like every time you're like,
I mean, I don't love. I stopped doing it because I feel like it's so obvious when I do it. Like it's so, it's honestly, it's not noticeable. I mean, you look tan.
Yeah.
You don't look orange.
Correct.
Which is great. So maybe there's something to the person.
And they did upsell me on like the product that I got.
Okay.
And so I loved the outcome. Didn't love the process.
Yeah.
She was a sweet little, I was like, how old are you? Should you be I was like, you seem so young. She's probably young 20s or something. And she was very professional.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, okay, so I'm going to bring you into the room and I'm going to show you the positions you'll stand in. And then I'm going to leave and let you get to your comfortability level. And then I'll come back. And so, anyway, so that was how I kicked off my weekend.
Nice. Honestly, at that point though, like they've seen it all. Like
Totally.
You don't need to be embarrassed in front of like a person who sees naked people all day.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I did feel a little bit like, I was like, she's not a doctor. It's not one of those things where, to me, that's like where I'm like, this is, whatever. I'm like, she's like, in my head, it was different. But
you know what they should offer? They should offer a service where you can do, combine multiple things into one. You can go get a spray tan. You can have a dermatologist there to check out your skin at the same time. You could do any of your physical wellness exams or whatever. Like, if I'm going to get naked, just have the full panel of people there, all the experts, bring them in, get it all done in one.
And let me put my clothes on at the end and get out of here.
Yeah.
Because one and done in the year.
I think that's coming.
It's our next business
soon.
Opportunity.
I think AI should make that happen.
Yeah. So anyways, I did like how it came out. The next couple of days, it's already faded quite a bit actually, but the first few days of it, I was like, oh, I love it. Looked really natural, bronzy. It's great. Friday night, we had our friends over for a deck pool party because it was such a beautiful weekend.
Which friends?
The only friends I have, Shannon and Kelly and their families. What did we do for dinner that night? We did, Shannon and Peter brought over pulled pork. We did like sliders, and then everybody else did sides. So I did like this potato side, and we had salad, and Kelly brought all this fruit. She had like mango and cherries and strawberries and blueberries and grapes. And it was, literally, we were like, maybe bring some fruit on the side. And she brought everything.
Wow. Above and beyond.
I was like, I'm going to get a couple grapefruits. We could make like hand squeezed palomas or greyhounds. And Kelly brings over her giant juicer, the size of this, literally the size of this plant right here. She brought the whole contraption.
Wow.
She's one of those people where she's not showing up empty-handed ever.
Yeah.
So it was great.
That reminds me of my grandpa. When he travels, he brings his Keurig with him.
Yeah.
So he goes in a hotel room and he brings his Keurig inside.
Yeah. Chad and I did that when we went camping, quote unquote. We stayed in a little cabin and we were like, okay, it's got electricity. We'll bring our coffee maker.
Yeah.
And we brought our espresso machine.
It's pretty portable.
It's sleek, know. Anyways, so that was Friday night, and it was so funny. At the end of the night, it was like you just could tell, like we had a blast, and then all of a sudden, it was like multiple kids started crying.
Yeah,
adults were, we were all yelling at each other. It was just like, okay, this is the end. We knew to wrap it up.
Play any games?
We played Blockbuster.
Nice.
I've told you about that one before. There's like one word, a quote, and then act it out.
Yep.
We played girls versus boys, and unfortunately the boys beat us. But it's fine. But yeah, that was our Friday. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday, we went to the dog park in the morning.
Oh, fun. Which one?
It's I don't think we've been there with you. It's a tiny little dog park in Newcastle, just north of us.
Oh,
so
nice.
It's not great in any of the rainy months, but because it gets super muddy, but when it's nice out, it's a fun little dog park.
Okay.
So we show up, there's one other dog there and Stevie's playing and we're like, oh man, kind of a bummer there's not enough dogs.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's like a stampede of dogs. Like Noah's Ark shows up. It hundreds, like not sorry. dozens of dogs.
A million.
Dozens
puppies.
of dogs. I bet at one point there were 25 dogs.
Wow.
And it went from 2 to like 25. It was crazy.
So I remember going to a dog park once, and a gal, what I assumed she was referencing was some sort of app where you can tell where your dog friends are at.
Oh.
And they had like a meetup or something. Like I feel like there's maybe a way where you can see like, oh, Stevie's going to be at this park today. We should go.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think there's a thing like that.
That is kind of a funny thing about dog parks. Like you very rarely get people's information, right? So you just like, you randomly will see the same people if you happen to go at the same time, but they're kind of your like dog park friends you never see outside of that. But that's a good idea for now. Okay, so we went to the dog park, and then we've had a bunch of like spring cleaning outdoor projects on our list for a very long time. And we're like, this is our free weekend. This is the time to get it done so that we like don't have to think about it again. So let me just show you my list real quick. Please. This is our weekend project list.
That's all.
This is everything we did this weekend for the viewer. There's a lot of check boxes.
It keeps going under, just so you guys
know. So it was just a lot of stuff. So like I said, we planned all of our weekends this summer.
Wow.
Let me just read through this
Please
quickly.
do.
Make grocery lists. Look through house to figure anything else that we need to clean or buy. Stevie grooming. We both got haircuts. We went to World Market. We went to Lowe's. We got groceries. We did laundry. We organized the bathroom cabinets. We cleaned the bathroom. Decluttered our TV area. Purged Stevie's toys. Vacuumed the house. Organized and decluttered the garage. Swept the garage. Set up the AC unit. Did some wedding planning. Cleaned up Stevie's poop. We had to like clean our deck. So we did like a deck wash on our deck. We set up our outdoor area. We moved the cold plunge around. We built this like divider thing.
You built something? What in the world?
I hosed down the whole exterior of the house. So the house has been very like kind of dusty feeling with little cobwebs everywhere. It's just for a while.
Yeah.
So I just like took a hose and hosed down went around the house, closed everything down. I set up our sprinklers.
That must have felt
productive
so
day.
good.
Yes, that was mostly Saturday, but some stuff yesterday as well.
You set up sprinklers as well. That list, two of those things, I'm like, I need to take that off.
It was like, a lot.
And then we'll build something, and then we'll totally reorganize something.
The nice thing about getting all that done is our house. We like both feel happier in our house. Like things feel like more. And maybe that's more me than Brian, but
I think that's everybody.
Things feel more orderly. Yes. Just like everything is set up for the summer. It feels like.
Yes.
So
that's amazing.
That was pretty much our whole day Saturday after the dog park.
Okay.
Just doing all that, getting haircuts, running errands, and then doing stuff at our house.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Our Saturday, we started off, it was Piper's last volleyball game. And fortunately, they won every set. It was quite amazing.
That's awesome. I saw a few of her serves. She was acing.
She did pretty good. Right. She had there was only 6 girls from our team that showed up.
Okay.
So and the other team, I want to say they had like 12 kids.
Oh my gosh.
So our team,
a lot of alternates.
Yes, our girls played the entire 3 sets, all of them.
Really?
They never sat down.
It's a 6-person team. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so I was like, that is amazing. So yeah, that was fun. Great way to end the season. And then
will she play again next year, do you think?
Yeah. Cool. And we have a little like volleyball summer camp we're sending her to. So we're in it. It's like in the afternoons, it's like our family's playing volleyball now. That's awesome. Like what they do. We were in Puyallup for the last game.
Okay.
So afterwards we went and had brunch at Farm 12.
You're going to say Farm 12. Love Farm 12.
I love it.
The best.
The food was phenomenal. And it's just a cool venue.
Yeah,
it's like
super cool,
especially when it's nice and warm out. Yeah, and you sit outside. It was so nice.
I actually don't think I've had brunch there. I've had dinner there, and I've been in like the little coffee shop bakery, but I've never done brunch.
I like it. I feel like in the past, had we thought further ahead, we probably would have brought Stella, but she would have had to wait in the car.
Can you bring dogs?
You can. You can have outside in their like outdoor area. You can have them.
Nice.
So yeah, that was really fun. And then in the afternoon, I think we went home. Oh, we did a couple errands on the way home. And then that afternoon, part of my motivation for the spray tan was because we were going to a wedding on Saturday.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So
whose wedding?
It was a firefighter friend of Chad. So somebody I hadn't actually met.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going into this completely blind. I never saw an invitation.
Oh really?
I don't know the bride or groom. Chad's kind of giving me some information. He's like, oh, there's some people are getting together here, but I told him we can't come because we got this going on. And then there's this. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm just trusting, and luckily he's pretty good about logistics. So
we've been to a couple weddings like that where I know the bride and groom or whatever, and Brian does not. And it's funny going to a wedding where you've never met the bride or groom before. Kind of odd because you're like celebrating their most special day of their lives, and
100%.
you don't know them.
No, I like had this moment where I was like, ooh, like I knew a lot of the other people there, but also I was like, it feels small and it feels like this is such an important day to you, and I don't know you at all. So there was that moment where I was like, hi.
You know how they do the photos afterward? Like a lot of times they'll like the couple will go around, take photos with everybody.
Yes.
We're doing that, and Brian was like, nice to meet you.
Yeah, totally. That's
just
exactly
kind of
how I was.
So funny at a wedding.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice, easy, like, you look beautiful, everything's amazing. You know, it's an easy way to just be like,
And they're like, I spent $250 on you. Whatever the cost per head was.
Yeah. Well, okay, so interesting as far as wedding experiences go.
Okay.
Really cool venue out in like Sumner area. I forget what it was called, but it was really pretty. Everything was outdoors. It was really nice and warm, but they found like shady spots for the ceremony, and then they had a tent over the tables for the reception.
Cool.
And then there was a little area that was uncovered, but they had bistro lights, and with the bistro lights they had misters.
Oh, nice.
So that was like another cooling thing.
That's awesome.
So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Like, as you guys are doing your research and you go to weddings, this one was really interesting. The ceremony was so quick.
Nice.
There was no exchange of vows. There was no personal readings. No, some people do Bible verses. Some people have somebody come up and say something, or there's a song and there's candles. I don't know, different traditions. No,
nothing.
Just the guy read. They exchange the rings, and then we're done. And so I was like, okay, short and sweet. I like it. And then we go, and then there's a cocktail hour.
Okay.
And so we get drinks, and then somebody comes around. They've got deviled eggs as a little appetizer. I'm like, okay, that's fun. I'm going to pass on the eggs, but I'll get the next round of whatever else is coming out. The only thing that came out were eggs.
Oh, really?
I've never seen so many deviled eggs in my entire life. It's literally, they just kept coming by.
Oh my gosh.
So badly be like, do you guys have other coming? Like, because I'm having some drinks and I'd love to eat, but I'm just like weary of having a deviled egg on an 88-degree day.
That's funny. It's funny that they just not to be judgmental of anybody's wedding, but it's funny that they paid for tray passers, which is like an expense, and they have their options of food. They're like, we're going to choose one thing, and it's going to be deviled eggs.
And it's a divisive choice.
Yeah,
not everybody.
Not something that people, not everybody loves. Yeah,
but
okay. You must really like deviled eggs.
Like it's okay. And then, okay, so we're just going to be careful what parts of this we play on social media, because the other part was we go to have dinner, and I had scouted out the menu beforehand. We didn't get to order. Sometimes you're like, would you like beef, chicken, veggies, whatever? There wasn't that option. But when we were kind of walking around the venue, I saw the dinner menu, and it was like brisket, chicken, Caesar salad, cheesy potatoes. I'm
nice.
Like, I am here for this. So we get in the line and start dishing up. And I'm like, okay, there was like either a giant piece of brisket or there was a smaller one. And so I was like, okay, I'll do a small piece of brisket and then a piece of chicken. So I was like, I'll take that piece right there, brisket. And she puts it on my plate, and then a piece of chicken. She's like, I can't do both.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, oh, okay, then I'll take another piece of brisket, ma'am, because that was so small. So she gave me another piece, and then
oh my gosh,
I left. And but they were sticking to it.
It's funny.
The funniest thing was, so we had plastic cutlery, and we go to cut. Nobody can cut through the meat. Oh, no. It's so tough.
Yeah.
My hand was sore because I was pushing so hard to try to get leverage.
Yeah.
We were all cracking up. Like everybody was like, they were like picking the meat up and like gnawing at it to try to break it through. Like our table, and it happened to everybody. Apparently the groom and his best man went and had a word with the catering service and was like, this is so unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's so much money. They're like, my guests are having to pull out pocket knives to cut through their meat.
My
you didn't cook it right. So I guess they got like money back from the venue because it was so badly done.
Well, for the meat to be like extra tough and to have plastic silverware, that's a rough combo.
I was like, wow. So yeah, the night was great, and it was fun to chat with some of Chad's fire department friends. It is one of those things, I've shared this before. He sees them every single day, and I rarely get to see these people. So it can be a little bit like, I don't know. It's not, I don't feel as comfortable as I would. Obviously, you feel so comfortable with people, but Anyways, it was still a fun night. We ended up bouncing a little bit early, did a little Irish exit.
Love it.
Classic Erskine move. And that was
Which is the move at a wedding.
Saturday.
You do not want to announce people you're leaving at a wedding.
I know. I tried to just like go up to a few people at the end that we'd been talking to and just said, hey, I think we're going to sneak out. Just want to say bye to everybody.
Yeah.
Great seeing you. And then we got home and we were starving. So like Chad had a bowl of yogurt. I made some popcorn and we were sitting in our jammies like out on the deck. And I just had this moment of like, it's fun to get dressed up and go out and do stuff. But like, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Cozy clothes and a bowl of popcorn.
Yeah.
It's like the best.
Yeah, it is the best.
Yeah. That was my Saturday.
It's a great Saturday.
Yeah.
Congrats to the bride and groom. What are their names? Do you want to shout them out?
It was...
You don't have to do it.
Oh, wait. Can I tell you one more funny part?
Yeah.
I actually can't remember his name. Because like...
You don't know him. It's fine.
No, but okay. So there's another friend of Chad's. I love him. He is hilarious. We actually share the same birthday. And he called Chad while we were sitting down right before the wedding was starting. And he hadn't arrived yet. So Chad's like, buddy, they're like about to exchange rings. They're like saying, I do. He's like teasing that they're so close to the end. And Brian's like, can you come out here? Like have a drink with me? And he's like, no, we're like, it's about to be done. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? So Brian's thinking he's out in the parking lot of the wedding venue. And he was just going to have a tailgate, do a little beverage before the ceremony starts. Turns out Brian was at the wrong venue.
Oh, no.
He went into a venue, sat down, looked around, was like, gosh, this doesn't seem like the people I would have thought this guy would have, had at his wedding. And then he's looking around and like the groomsmen start to line up and he's like, I know there's supposed to be some firefighters in this wedding party and they're not standing there.
Yeah.
So he goes up to the photographer and he goes, hey, where's the other wedding happening at 4:30? And she's like, no, there's only one wedding happening today. He's like, what's their names? And it's like Ben and Eve or something totally random, not the wedding couple or whatever. And he's like, okay, gotta go with me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So did he make it to the right wedding?
He made it towards the very end of ours. I think he was like a 10-minute drive away.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
That's funny.
Hilarious.
Wrong wedding.
Yep.
Okay, Sunday. Let's see.
Saturday. Did you already do your Saturday?
I did my Saturday.
Oh, you did. That was my crazy busy
house chores.
You're right.
Sunday was wrapping up my Ironman training for the weekend.
Okay.
So I did a 70-mile bike ride yesterday, which is the longest ride I've done in a very long since the STP last year.
Wow.
Very long.
STP was 80?
212.
No,
two something. Yeah.
You only trained to 80 something.
I trained. Yeah. The longest ride I'd done before was 80
okay.
miles.
Wow.
So I think this is probably like my third longest bike ride I've ever been on. And it was very long and it was very hot. It was a very hot day.
Sunday
for a long
was
bike ride.
toasty.
Yeah. So basically I started at our house in Renton. I went up through Newcastle, Bellevue, Kirkland, up to like Woodinville, winery area.
Wow.
Over to Bothell, around like Kenmore, and then all the way along that side of the lake. So down through Seattle, over to like, you don't really know that geography that well, do you? This doesn't mean much.
I mean, here's my question to you. Are you, like, you design this route before you go?
Kind of.
And like, I'm going to turn right at this street. I'm going to turn left at this. Like,
I know the trails. Yeah. So I basically.
You know it well enough. Okay.
I'm pretty much going from like one bike trail to another. So I'm going like.
Okay.
There's like a lakefront trail in Renton. And then I go to like the Kirkland Corridor Trail, which is another like dirt trail.
Okay.
And then I'm going eventually to the Burke-Gilman Trail, which is a very long bike trail in Seattle. So kind of trail hopping, basically, just to like, because I don't love being on the roads. Like,
well, that's what I was thinking. You're like naming all these towns, and I'm like, that's like, how are you doing that?
I've been on roads with cars like 5 to 10% of the time.
Okay.
And the rest of the time I'm on like a bike trail.
Yeah.
So very long.
Yeah.
Brian picked me up because I just have to avoid that hill by our house. There's to get home, we are like up on a hill.
Yeah.
So there's like 3 different hills you could go up. They all suck.
Yeah.
I know which one's the easiest of the 3, so I will sometimes take that one. But if it's an option for Brian to pick me up, that's always the one.
Not in 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's so hot. And I'm just like, I cannot imagine doing a hill right now. So I also finished my bike ride and I'm like, I cannot imagine running another 30 miles or biking another 30 miles or whatever. No, 112. Another 40 miles.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
And then running a marathon right now. I just like, it freaks me out a little bit.
You know what though? It's early days. You've got time to get there.
I think I'm like 130 days away.
Yeah.
for some reason lately, after I do a long workout, I craved a smoothie.
Oh,
that's
okay.
like my new craving.
Like a fruit smoothie?
Like I need a smoothie.
Yeah.
Like I cannot not have a smoothie.
Okay.
So I mapped to somewhere with smoothies, and he picked me up there.
Oh, nice.
Great. So that was great.
What's your smoothie choice? What's your order?
Just whatever, something with fruit.
Yeah.
Like normally, if I go to like a smoothie place, I'll get like a peanut butter, like a protein shake kind of thing. But after like a lot of pickleball or Ironman training, I just really am craving smoothies lately.
I love it.
Interesting. More house stuff when I got home.
Okay.
Finished the yard stuff and
Wasn't
then
quite done.
went to Red Robin for dinner.
Oh, nice.
We had a little tiffy at Red Robin, but that's okay.
A little tiffy? Is that
a little tiffy?
A little domestic, if you will.
And I think for some reason, Red Robin, that's our place to have tiffies.
To have a little,
like
you're feeling a little spicy. Let's hash it out here.
Yes.
Yep.
So yep. So I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
And then we, made up. It was great. We had a great rest of our night. And then I had some work to do from the couch. I wrote an offer for a client, which hopefully gets accepted today.
Okay, good luck.
And caught up on emails, prep for the week.
Nice.
And I'm watching the show You. I think we've talked about this.
Okay, yeah.
Have you watched You before?
I started it. I watched the first 3 seasons, kind of trailed off for the 4th, and haven't gotten into the 5th.
Okay, I finished the first season.
Okay.
Where more spoilers ahead, folks.
First of all, if you haven't seen the first season of You, this is not a spoiler.
No, this is years old.
This is a long time ago.
Where she dies.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
What?
I did not see that coming. I really didn't. I did not. When she found his box, I'm like, oh no.
Oh my goodness.
And then, yeah. You know those, I feel like a lot of horror movies have those scenes where somebody's like, trapped or whatever, and they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
And they're like almost escaped. And she has her key. She's like, has the keys, and she's trying to open the gate to thing.
Yeah.
And then she can't open the thing. And then the guy catches her, and then the rest is history. So
classic.
I was like, I don't know where they go from here because she's like one of the 2 main characters, but I guess I kind of know where they're. I can foresee what's going to happen. I think
she's not in season 2.
Yes, I imagine that. I saw the body bag, unless it's just her ghost that's haunting him somehow. But yeah, I finished that. Finished season 1 last night while working, and my evening time, like catching up on emails while watching a show.
Yeah.
One of my most productive times of the day.
Oh, really?
That's like my new routine. It's just like,
and you're able to track both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's impressive.
That was my Sunday.
Okay, we started a new show. I can't remember what day we started, but it's on Apple TV. I think you guys will like it.
Okay.
It's called The Stick. It's with Owen Wilson, and it's about golf. Cool. It's very like Shrinking.
Ted Lasso?
I don't know. I never watched Ted Lasso.
Okay.
But we love Shrinking.
Yeah.
And it's kind of that like little bit of personal turmoil going on mixed with like comedy.
Stick?
I think it's called Stick.
Adding it to the list. Although we've committed to watch less TV this summer, but I'm still adding it to the list.
Oh, what a silly thing to commit to.
It's just so nice outside. There's so many nights where we're just like, we just have our shows we watch, and it's just so tempting to watch a show.
That's true.
When it's like so nice outside.
I know.
So
I know. I'm with you. Yeah, I can't remember when you started. But anyways, Sunday for us, we were at church in the morning. We all were serving again. So same thing as last week. Chad's helping in a class. The girls and I were in like the nursery and whatnot. And then afterwards, we came home. This was a little bit, there's a couple things that happened with Instacart yesterday that were a little discouraging to me. So in the morning, I did a Costco order and I was like, I'm going to have it delivered after 12:40. So I know that we're all home and things that we're ordering like meat and frozen things won't sit outside for a long time. So I had ordered it earlier in the day, specifically requested 12:40 to whatever time frame came after that. It was delivered at 10:30 and we were gone until like 12:15, 12:20.
Yeah.
So I'm like, before I got home, Chad was like, we need to get back because our stuff has been sitting out for like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm messaging them just like, I'm disappointed. We specifically requested this time because we knew nobody would be there. We had frozen items and meat it's 80 degrees today and it's sitting out. And so they were kind enough to give me a $5 credit, and they said $5. And they said, please let us know if any of your items were ruined or not, whatever. We're happy to make it Right.
Okay.
So I did appreciate, I mean, there was still at least something, and it was an immediate response. So I did appreciate that. So more to come. So that was then, it's so nice out. Pipes is like immediately in a swimsuit, jumps in the pool. We just did like a charcuterie, cheese and meat and dips and stuff on the deck for lunch. And then there was an event back at our church/school. They've acquired a new building, and they were doing like a tour of it.
Cool.
And so as a council member, I was asked to be there. And then so I took Piper with me because we had a birthday party that afternoon. So we went and did that. Is
it part of the same campus?
It is right across. So it used to be AAA. It was like a travel agency right there on 19th and Union.
Yep.
So really exciting. It's a really cool building, and it'll be something that the school uses as well as the church. Cool. So we're excited for that. So anyways, did that. And then Pipes had a birthday party, Shannon's little boy's birthday. I believe I've mentioned her before. They did bowling down at Bolero Lanes.
Nice.
And so we went and did that. Shout out to my friend Chris, who he was like 201.
Wow.
Something bananas in the first game. And then I think Peter and Kelly played another round, and Kelly ended up beating all the boys, which was great.
Do you know my bowling stat?
What?
I've never broken 200, but I've gotten 199 like 5 or 6 times. I've gotten between 195 and 199 over a dozen times, and I cannot break 200. It's like very frustrating.
Chad really wants to break whatever par is, 74.
Yeah.
Is that it? The number?
I think it depends on the course.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, he's trying to like beat this one number in golf, and he's like, oh, it's so close. Anyways, so that was fun. We were there, just Pipes and I were there for a couple hours, and then we went back home, and everybody went swimming. I even jumped in with the girls. Nice. It was one of those things. The mom, I was like, I don't really want to get in a pool right now, but they were asking, and I just felt like, just say yes. Yeah. Do more of that. And then so the second Instacart bummer, I knew we were all going to be like, just not feeling like cooking. Nobody wanted to leave the house. So I was like, okay, I'm going to order us pizza. A new Fondy's. I don't actually know how new it is, but Fondy's, which is a pizza restaurant in Gig Harbor, has opened in Proctor, and we love their pizzas. They're like wood-fired pizzas, maybe similar to rock. So I was like, oh, I'll Instacart some of that over. And so ordered it, and it came. I ordered a arugula prosciutto pizza. And so it's like cheese with prosciutto, and then on top they do fresh arugula, and they drizzle balsamic on it. No balsamic, no arugula. It just was it looked like a cheese pizza with a little bit of prosciutto on it. I was like, guys, second time they let me down, and then one day they're on to me. They're like, this girl.
Yeah. Wait, that's Instacart? You did restaurant delivery?
Yes, it is Instacart, because they are connected to Uber Eats, and because I use Instacart, I have like multiple $10 credits. Every time I Instacart something, they're like, here's another $10 credit.
Every time you complain?
Every time. Put on my Karen hat and get us a free meal.
That $5 credit reminded me of this story I heard on Armchair Expert. They do like their Armchair Anonymous prompt, where they have like, the prompt was stalker. Like, tell us about a time you had a stalker. Oh. And this woman told a story of, she went on an Uber ride, and she's like super this is early days of Uber. She's super wary about it. She's like, I don't want this. I don't want to get into a stranger's car and have them drive me home. Yeah. And this was like before Uber was even really a thing. And she was right. And the guy ended up like becoming a stalker.
Oh no.
And like following her to work. And she was a real estate agent. And she gave him her business card. He like reached out under the pretenses that he wanted to buy a house and was super shady. And like, showed up at her office, showed up at her house, like super creepy. Stalker level. And she like tried reaching out to Uber for weeks and weeks and weeks. She's like,
they gave her a $5 credit.
Yes, they like refunded her ride. That's it. They refunded her original ride cost and did like zero follow-up whatsoever.
Oh my gosh.
So funny.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eventually the guy stopped stalking. Okay, so that's the end of that story.
It ends well. Yeah, so it was just a bummer. I was like, gosh dang it. I was so excited for this pizza, and then half of it's not even on there. And I think that was the rest of Sunday. We just kind of relaxed. We started, there's Now You See Me is out on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Which is kind of I feel like it's something we could watch with the girls. Yeah.
The magician
they're like magicians
movie.
And they kind of do a little heist or whatever.
Is it a new one or an old?
No, it's old.
Oh, the first movie's on Netflix.
Yes, exactly.
I think there's 2 or 3 of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there's 3.
Maybe just 2.
So I started watching that Thrills. But I think because pizza and the sun, I was like sitting on the couch like 7:30 and my eyes were getting real heavy.
Yeah.
And I feel like I took a nap at like 7:30 to 8:30.
Oh, man.
You know, it's like the worst time of the day. And then I was wide awake until whatever time I went to bed. It was not good. Yeah. Anyways.
I can't take naps.
Yeah.
I really am trying to perfect a good power nap, but I just feel so groggy afterwards.
It's such a risk for me because there's times where like I close my eyes in like 10 minutes, I wake up super fresh. There's times I close those eyes and like it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours where I'm like, I will not be moving.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there goes my day.
Yep.
You know?
This is nothing new, but I've heard if you take like a shot of espresso or drink caffeine right before, take like a 15-minute nap, you'll feel refreshed afterwards.
Yeah.
I have not perfected that, but I've heard that's the way to do it.
Are you trying it?
Right now. I just drank my coffee.
This
I'm gonna lay down right here for 15 minutes because I
love it.
I could use it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Okay, well, okay. Okay, I just want to check in. How is the wedding planning going? How are you guys feeling about everything?
Good. We got some stuff done this weekend.
Nice.
I think we finished because we had all these like lingering invites on the list of like of
people that might make the cut.
Yes, the cuspers, and we sent those out. We have a list of so currently our venue capacity is 120 people.
Okay.
We cannot have more than that. And we have currently 130 invites out, knowing that a good chunk of the ones we sent yesterday probably won't be able to come.
Okay.
So we're going to wait and kind of see how those shape up. Yeah. Hopefully at least 10 of the people aren't able to make it.
What happens if they can't?
We will figure it out. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen realistically. Like there's several of those people that
have you gotten from the first batch that you sent out? Has everybody responded?
Yes. That was part of what we did on Saturday was texting people who had not RSVP'd yet. Like, hey, just a reminder or like, can you let us know? We need to finalize our numbers.
Okay.
And so that's one part of it. And the other part of it is our hotel. So we have committed to buying out this hotel, which is 32 rooms.
Yeah.
And I think we have like 26 or 27 rooms booked.
Okay.
So we're close to 32.
Yeah.
But we need to get the rest of the rooms booked.
Oh, okay.
Soon.
Yeah.
In order to get a deposit refunded, which was like, it would be great to have that deposit refunded. So, that is kind of the push right now is like finalizing the wedding list, getting the hotel booked fully. And then from there, there's a lot of other details. We have some food details to figure out still and a lot of other miscellaneous stuff.
Just a word to the wise. Yeah. If you're having any sort of meat, don't provide plastic cutlery.
We're doing a taco truck for our wedding night.
It's gonna be amazing.
We are doing plastic, like nice plastic cutlery, and nice like chinette plates or whatever, but we're not doing the fancy silverware.
It was so bad that when Chad's plate, when he lifted it, it was broken through and it stained the linens underneath.
Oh my gosh,
it was a mess.
That's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Are we done?
That's it. That's all, folks. Episode 66 in the books. Okay. Thank you, Jamie. Bye-bye.